I do see this brand new energy that is on the table for you. Okay, this is really, really beautiful. The Fool signals a clean page, a brand new journey, heading into the unknown and having basically traveling light because you have shed a lot of baggage. This came about after a very long period where you felt like you were in the public eye, you were under scrutiny, you were like being judged, you were being put, I almost feel like, put in the limelight. And you had to explain yourself. You had to account for what you were doing. You had to, I'm seeing like, it's almost like that Salem witch trial, okay? Being burned at the stake, but not literally. It's just like, here are the things that I did, and here are the justifications for why I did those things. Here are the dates that they happened, and here are the justifications for why they happened on that date and not a particular date. So I feel like many of you have gone through some type of a grueling or a grilling process. You might be doing this to another person, like asking them, digging for information, or somebody might be doing this to you, asking them, digging for information from them or from you. And I feel like, it's a major unearthing process. Okay. So the energy was very, very tense the latter part of February, and now we're breaking free. Now we're in a position where we can start making decisions again. If you have felt that decisions were made, and you were just kind of like stuck in the middle of it, decisions were made in your environment, and you felt that loss of control, I feel like this is the month where you start to get back or regain your sense of composure and regain your control. You show up here as the magician. And the thing about the magician, especially in this deck, is this is all indicative of sleight of hands. Okay? This is all about revealing certain things, but holding back on certain things. So I don't want to say this phrase, but I feel like that's what it boils down to, lying by omission, withholding the truth or giving half-truths. And I feel like you're doing this mainly because you're keeping your cards close to your chest. You're possibly trying to protect something, or you are drawing attention away from a specific area, and you're trying to get the people to focus on another area. And the way that I'm seeing this is, I feel like many of you have a bird's eye view of a situation. We have here the Two of Wands. This is what I call like the ivory tower, okay? The birds are flying above him. He's got like a bird's eye view of a situation. He sees the situation in its totality. He knows the pitfalls. He understands. And so it's almost like oftentimes when you know so much, when you can project so far into the future that okay, if I were to take, or if we were to take plan A, here are some of the pitfalls that we'll have to encounter or overcome further down the line. And then if we make, plan B, here is what's going to happen. So you're in a position where I feel like you know too much, and some of the information that you're privy to, you can't really disclose it. People might be telling you secrets, or people might give you a lot of information. And I feel like some of the information might be confidential. And so you're acting and making decisions from a place of full disclosure, full knowledge. And the people that are around you that you're trying to convince, you're trying to show them the merits of what you're doing and why you do the things that you do, they don't have the full information, and you can't share with them the full information. And so you have to find a way to kind of work around this situation and to show them and convince them on the best course of action without revealing too much. I see many of you are in a position where you are either possibly taking the blame for somebody, or defending somebody, protecting somebody. and not revealing all the information that might make this person suffer the wrath of, the crowd. Okay. So I definitely see this energy here about withholding information because you want to protect somebody. Withholding information, or even, this whole concept about a red herring, distracting and drawing the crowd and drawing the herd and drawing attention to this big situation, because the other things are there and people are questioning the wrong things or focus on the wrong thing. So you're trying to divert attention away from things that don't matter and bringing that attention to things that you feel there might be more at stake. There might be more at stake, okay? I do see you coming in to diffuse a situation, and I definitely see you in a position where you are harboring somebody, aiding somebody, and protecting somebody that you feel, this little monkey here, somebody that you feel behaved in a foolish manner, in a reckless manner, in an irresponsible manner. They didn't mean it. They didn't know better. And so let's not judge. Let's not punish them harshly, because all of their mistakes or all the things that they did came from a place of innocence. So I definitely feel like you're doing a lot of legwork here, trying to protect another person. Okay. I feel like somebody is really reaching out, trying to help you. If you are in this hangman position where you feel like your hands are tied, that you're not able to get things moving, gain traction, gain momentum in a project, in a situation, to even persuade people, or even communicate with people. So if there has been like some type of a conflictual situation in your life, and you're either dealing with people who are very fixed and very rigid, or you are so convinced on a specific course of action that you might be a little bit more like, this is the way that it has to be. I feel like there's somebody coming in showing you a different way. Okay. This is usually, we have here the Page of Wands, and I feel like this is a person coming in. It's almost like, they're coming in at a very opportune moment. It's almost like that last split second they come in and they give you some insights. They give you some information that will change the trajectory of how things are being conveyed, that will allow more understanding, more communication to come into the picture. You're dealing with a lot of younger people, but the youth also denotes to me the innocence, okay? They're not plagued with your sense of overthinking, overanalyzing, looking so far ahead into a specific course of action. When we do that, we see so many pitfalls, and then it makes us kind of scared to make a decision. It makes us scared to act. It makes us scared to choose a specific course of action. This youthful, innocent energy that's coming through for you, I feel like they have a different vantage point. It's very ground level. It's very practical, okay? Whereas you have the bird's eye view, more of the higher chakra, overthinking, overanalyzing. This person is on the ground level. They're the foot soldier. They're the ones that see how things are being played out on the ground. They're seeing things physically. And I feel like they're telling you, or they're showing you, or giving you a different vantage point, a different perspective. And I feel like this is a perspective you might not have considered. And I'm seeing fire energy, Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo. And with fire energies, fire signs are very, very, some might say impulsive, but I would say they're very, very direct and very blunt, okay? And fire signs are, in a way, when they see a problem, they dive right in and they fix it, okay? They don't sit there and think about like, well, is this a solution that's going to be viable 10 years from now? Is it a long-term sustainable solution? They don't care about that stuff. They care about what can I do to alleviate the situation right now. They care about what's immediately in front of them. We're not talking about a 5-year plan. We're talking about like a 5-day plan. And I feel like this is a really, really, really kind person. I just can't. They're really, really kind. Okay, this is a card about generosity. This is a card as well about, helping people who are in dire straits, helping others. And we don't need to expect anything in return. So like loving and giving and being generous without strings attached. That's the way fire signs work. They think about, what can I do in this specific moment in time to alleviate a situation? And I feel like the innocent and pure and direct way in which they behave, despite their biological age, despite their lack of, life experience. And I feel like this is a person, they've been on the ground, they've rolled in the trenches, so they know that, life is rough. It's not like they're idealistic. You guys, I feel like, are very idealistic. You're thinking more about theories. This person is thinking more about practice. And I feel like they're bringing a message that's very, very urgent about, they're bringing to you a message that is very urgent about needs, about generosity, about the need to, help out a situation, a need. I'm seeing like humanitarian needs. Okay. So what really, really stirs a Gemini's heart, and Gemini people love animals, love children. You love that innocence because you guys are perpetually, you're like the little sprite, the Peter Pan of the zodiac. You believe in magic. You believe in innocence. You believe in all these ideals. And I feel like for many of you, you go through life and, we all get battered by life. Some of us become jaded. Others of us still maintain our innocence. And I feel like you might be at that tipping point. Like so many bad people out there, so many bad things have happened. And it's made you a little bit rough around the edges. It's made you develop thicker skin. And you're kind of like straddling that fine line between becoming jaded or still maintaining your innocence. Some of you could feel a little bit jaded. And I feel like there is somebody coming into the picture. Not that they're idealistic, but they do what they feel needs to be done. They do what is right. And their sense of justice and morality and just, this carefree attitude. Okay, heading straight into the volcano because there's probably distressed people out there that I can help. Okay, heading straight into a situation because I'm curious what it's going to look like. So their sense of adventure, their sense of right and wrong, their sense of, that devil may care energy, it's really refreshing to you. And I feel like this person is bringing so much of a perspective to you that you hadn't considered. And in a way, they're pulling you away from this sense of jadedness. And they're telling you, you don't need to get jaded over this. These situations that you have dealt with in the past, that has, created those frown lines, that has racked you with anxieties and a lot of worry, and that makes you, isolate yourself from the world because you feel like you can't trust people or you feel like people are all a certain way. I feel like this person is showing you that life doesn't have to be like that. You just need to keep better company. You just need to keep better company. You need to keep the company of the people that are more in alignment with you. You need to be careful about who you let into your life, and you need to make sure they are of the higher vibrational, energies, so that they don't suck you dry, so that they don't take advantage of you, so that they don't constantly make these foolish mistakes and need you to come in to correct the situation or need you to protect them. It's like hiding behind mommy's skirt because we can't clean up our own mess, okay? So I feel like they're telling you, pick better people to be around, pick better situations to put yourself in. You don't have to get jaded over things. You learn from things and you move on. So there's a lot to be said here about forging a new path for yourself. Definitely, I'm seeing that you're seeing the value in a person that you might not have seen before. I'm also seeing a very intense sense of longing between you and another person. It flows mutually because with the Six of Pentacles, it's a card about reciprocity. It flows both ways, okay? It's reciprocity. This is long distance relationship, usually for me, Two of Wands. And then the Fool. Somebody might have left the picture or has gone a different way, has gone a different route. And there's a sense of longing. There's a sense of, I'm stuck where I am right now. I'm afraid to move forward with this person. I'm afraid by being reckless, by following this person, I might be ostracized. I might be burned at the stake. I might be under a lot of scrutiny. But I feel like, that hobo on the train. You want something new. You want to travel light. You want to just leave your past behind you and start over in a foreign land, in a new environment. You see the merit in starting over, and you see the merit in moving forward with a new situation, okay?